Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, June 9th, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 726 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Keystone Pipeline cancelled after Biden had blocked permit. British billionaire's killer daughter-in-law gets bail in Belize. Longest-serving death row inmate in U.S. resentenced to life. Taxpayers face $150,000 bill if Glasgow fan park X amid COVID fears. Drama erupts near Chauvin vacation spot in Florida. SC House OK's revised budget with state employee pay raises, but bonuses put on hold. From the fatal SC boat crash to a double homicide, a timeline of beach and murder deaths. Grief, outrage after shootout kills pregnant Brazilian woman. NBA star, Utah community help give Filipino food truck vandalized with racist graffiti a makeover. A black man was fatally shot by deputies in Minneapolis. Authorities say there's no body cam video. Activists call it reckless. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Biden administration to buy 500 million Pfizer coronavirus vaccine doses to donate to the world, The Washington Post. Developer pulls the plug on Keystone XL oil pipeline, CNN. Biden and Johnson expected to commit to lifting US UK COVID-19 travel restrictions, CNN. How Jazz star Donovan Mitchell decisively switch-hunted Clippers' worst defenders in 45-point explosion, CBSSports.com. China tempers climate change efforts after economic officials limit scope, The Wall Street Journal. Kanye West and Irina Shayk return to U.S. together after romantic French trip, page 6. Biden admin officials perplexed at Harris' performance during Central America trip, New York Post. New study finds slightly elevated risk of bleeding disorders after AstraZeneca vaccine, The Wall Street Journal. GameStop names Amazon executives as its new CEO, CFO, surprises market with plans to sell more shares, MarketWatch. Pat Riley hit with tampering fine after inviting LeBron James back to Miami, New York Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Johnson & Johnson doses at risk of expiring as FDA mulls extension. Keystone XL pipeline sponsor abandons project after Biden permit block. More women are saying no to motherhood. Will society ever listen? Dr. Anthony Fauci, attacks on me are attacks on science. Kanye West might be rebounding with Irina Shayk after Kim Kardashian split. Trump photo op not the reason park police cleared Lafayette Square, watchdog finds. Democratic Senate hopeful in Missouri mocks opponent who pointed gun at BLM protesters. Jessica Chastain is barely recognizable in Eyes of Tammy Faye trailer. Mike Pence stood up to Trump on January 6, and no one is talking about it, not even him. Man rescued after 2 days stuck inside giant fan at California vineyard. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man accused of stealing rent checks, money orders. Man jumps on scooter in pursuit of Lamborghini. Law heading to governor's desk after tragedy. Crews continue search for missing child. Man charged with selling meth at Travelodge. Man shot in chest, killed over grass clippings. Families mourn after 2 teens killed in shootings. Graduate gets class ring back after 46 years. Couple gets creative after being told to take down pride flag. Camp for Girl Scouts reaches 40-year milestone. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Business updates, U.S. solar company to build new factory in Ohio. COVID live updates, U.S. to send 500 million Pfizer shots to 100 nations over next year. A multi-billion-dollar plan to end polio, and soon. CNN says U.S. obtained gag order in fight over reporter email data. Biden revokes and replaces Trump order that banned TikTok. Man pleads guilty to plotting to bomb Amazon data center. Ford Motor shows signs of revival under Jim Farley. Will college athletes make money? Here's where the debate stands. Arriving in Europe, Biden vows to build alliances and democracy. Eric Adams gives apartment tour amid residency questions. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Migrant encounters rises above 180K in May as border crisis continues. Number 1 Djokovic reaches 40th Grand Slam semifinal. Holt walk-off it for Rangers in 4-3 win over Giants in 11. Yankees fan goes viral for argument with children in Red Sox gear. Reds Joey Votto rips Cardinals fans following 4-game sweep, ST talking motherf. Army of Moms leading charge against critical race theory in Virginia schools, Ian Pryor. Police did not clear Lafayette Square so Trump could pose for photo with the Bible, IG says. Former Labor Secretary Elaine Chao calls Biden job vacancy rates shocking in exclusive interview. Bachelor in Paradise taps land space, Titus Burgess, Lil Jon and more to host. Florida High School halts yearbook distribution over BLM section. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, June 9th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. 5-year-old girl finally gets new wheelchair thanks to anonymous donor, after 2-year insurance struggle. Fourth stimulus check, can you expect another relief payment? I'm not the most in need, Harvard-bound teen turns down $40K scholarship at graduation ceremony. Gang of thieves swarms Louis Vuitton store, swipes $100,000 plus in handbags. Woman attacked by alligator while walking her dog near Florida lake. Child tax credit, how much money will you get each month? When will federal unemployment benefits run out in your state? Jon Stewart to appear on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert as first in-studio guest of 2021. Beloved San Francisco Zoo chimp Cobby, oldest male in U.S. captivity, dies at 63. Florist allegedly hid camera in flowers to spy on woman, told police he wanted to see her naked one time. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Kanye West is dating Irina Shayk, couple enjoy romantic trip in France after Kim Kardashian split. Queen marks Prince Philip's 100th birthday by planting a Duke of Edinburgh rose. Meghan Markle's relative says she won't ever talk to her family again. Richard K., only Harry and Meghan could call in lawyers over a baby's name. Biden and Boris Johnson will work to open a US-UK travel corridor as soon as possible. Why I despair at our sexist NHS, by Health Minister Nadine Dorries. NHS chief insists hospitals in COVID hotspots can cope with demand. Heartbreaking reality of a teenage girl's sex life. Stephen Glover, enough, give us double jabbers a passport to freedom. Cecil Rhodes Oxford War, in an unprecedented hostile act, 150 academics refuse to teach students. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. COVID-free Auckland, New Zealand, crowned world's most livable city. Iraq releases Iran-linked militiamen in blow to efforts to check impunity. All trash Mount Rushmore depicting G7 leaders erected for summit. Arrests targeting Palestinians in East Jerusalem and across Israel continue in wake of conflict and protests. Castillo holds narrow lead over Fujimori in Peru's tight presidential election. Turkey launches massive effort to vacuum up thick layer of sea snot choking its coast. Oxford students remove photo of Queen Elizabeth II, sparking latest battle in Britain's culture wars. Can Biden save the West? As India's pandemic surge eases, a race begins to prepare for a possible next wave. Missiles target U.S. troops, contractors and Iraqi army bases. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus hive. Portugal delays Lisbon lockdown easing, highest daily cases in Russia since March. Joe Biden arrives in UK as domestic agenda hits a Republican wall, live. Fear and anger in Canada after Muslim family is killed, how many more people have to die? U.S. agrees to buy 500 Pfizer vaccine doses to distribute to 100 countries. Russian court outlaws Alexei Navalny's organization. EU-UK talks on Northern Ireland appear close to collapse on eve of G7. Telegraph fire burns more than 80,000 acres to become 10th largest in Arizona history. Texas Republican asks, can we fix the moon's orbit to fight climate change? Kamala Harris suffers bumpy baptism over immigration on first foreign trip. Colorado records first litter of gray wolf pups since 1940s. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. After first round fails, where do infrastructure talks stand? U.S. drops Trump order targeting TikTok, plans its own review. Police officers charged with assault, dereliction of duty during protest. Biden arrives in UK on first foreign trip as president, including summit with Putin. A.G. Garland defends Department of Justice decision to continue to back Trump in E. Jean Carroll case. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Protest wasn't cleared for Trump photo op, report. U.S. to buy 500 million COVID vaccine doses for world. Halo Trust, Afghanistan mine clearance workers shot dead in cold blood. Elderly nun faces 40 years for stealing to support gambling. Serbia volleyball player bent over racist gesture. Gay couple in Wisconsin bypass flag rules with rainbow floodlights. South Korea, 9 Diaz building collapses onto bus in Gwangju. The Brazilian doctor offering bogus COVID remedies for social media likes. Macron's lab, Hitler book and weapons found, French reports. U.S. Senate passes sweeping bill to counter China tech reach. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Nun accused of embezzling more than $800,000 for gambling habit, agrees to plead guilty. Meet the 4 new breeds trotting into the Westminster Dog Show. Naked people will once again ride bikes through Philadelphia, but must still mask up. AP Top Stories June 9p. Biden opens overseas trip, United States is back. U.S. to donate 500 million doses of Pfizer vaccine to the world, Americans skipping vaccines for other diseases, live COVID-19 updates. Minnesota murder law at issue in ex-cop's appeal. Ohio AG seeks to declare Google a public utility. Belarus opposition leader urges probe of Gov. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Police arrest man suspected of kidnapping his ex-girlfriend and killing a bystander. LA is poised to ban tenant harassment. Here's what the proposed law covers. Californians vaccinated for COVID-19 can largely shed masks on June 15. 2 killed in Palmdale hit-and-run crash. Employee charged with stealing COVID-19 vaccine cards valued at $10,000. The Sunset Beach Water Tower, a local landmark, seeks $4.95 million. Suspect in alleged road rage killing of Aiden Leos faces depraved heart murder charge. San Francisco is nearing coronavirus herd immunity, but LA still has months to go. A pandemic love story you haven't heard before, parents and their adult children. Do not come, Kamala Harris 3 words to Guatemalans stir debate and backlash. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 9, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Keystone XL pipeline project cancelled by TC Energy. Russia officially outlaws Navalny's political network a week before Putin's meeting with Biden. U.S. buying 500 million Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines to share with globe. Children among those allegedly terrorized in Nazareth police torture room. Biden administration to buy 500 million Pfizer coronavirus vaccine doses to donate to the world. Firebrand left-wing teacher Pedro Castillo announced he had won the runoff vote against right-wing candidate Keiko Fujimori and would become the next president of Peru. Japan throws support behind Australia over opposition to China's economic coercion. Pakistan makes COVID-19 vaccine mandatory for everyone who is employed. Boris Johnson says rich parents can buy private tuition because they work hard. Oxford University students vote to take down portrait of the Queen because she represents colonial history. China is vaccinating a staggering 20 million people a day. Tuesday's internet outage was caused by one customer changing a setting, Fastly says. Israeli strike in Syria kills 8 soldiers, war monitoring group says. Olympic officials fight Japan over potential cancellation 6 weeks before Tokyo Games are supposed to begin. Mount Rushmore-style sculpture of the G7 leaders made of electronic waste is erected in Cornwall ahead of the G7 summit. The next headlines are from Forbes. LeBron James is reportedly set to return to wearing number 6. Rafael Nadal vs Novak Djokovic, their French Open semifinal by the numbers. A.G. Garland defends Department of Justice's support for Trump in defamation case despite strongly disagreeing with ex-president. Bruce Cassidy's New York Saints quote provides a heavenly boost to the New York Riptide and the NLL. Tony La Russa's plaque in Baseball Hall of Fame will need revisions. A historic matchup, MLS and Mexico's Liga MX set to face off in joint All-Star contest. Dr. Fauci on GOP criticism, attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science. Why the IAP 2021 Digital Ecosystem Report is crucial for modern retailers. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard review, the kind of sequel that makes sequels look bad. Battlefield 2042 feat revealed in spectacular new trailer. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Cells or drugs, the race to regenerate the heart. Embrace the WHO's new naming system for coronavirus variants. AI system outperforms humans in designing floor plans for microchips. SPO 11 generates gaps through concerted cuts at sites of topological stress. A 4D roadmap for the formation of hair follicles. Women's heart health is not just about hormones. COVID cardiac connection. A coronavirus variants strategy for world dominance. Managing the Detaiome, medical misogyny, and the problem with palm oil, books in brief. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,710,688,488 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Read Taylor Swift's speech on the magical, mystical art of songwriting when accepting an MPA Icon Award. Roblox hit with $200 million plus lawsuit by music publishers alleging unauthorized song use. Flatly false, Wasserman estate disputes claims of support for Jonah Hill's The Last Mogul exclusive. Buoyed by pandemic boom, Russian streamers stake claims to crowded market. Screen Media promotes Seth Needle to EVP, Global Acquisitions and Co-Productions, hires Catherine Howe exclusive. Music industry moves, Utah moves into historic, renovated Nashville building, Atlantic ups Kevin Holliday to Executive VP. CAA's Rob Kennelly on how Hollywood has come around to embrace foreign talent. Giovanni Ribisi, Julian Hanks, Dan Fogler join making of Godfather series of Paramount+. Sex and the City revival, Mario Cantoni, David Eatonberg, Willie Garson, Evan Handler to reprise roles. Zero Dark 30 Alan Jessica and Collins to star in Mark Bowles' Appalachian series Echo 3. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Developer abandons Keystone XL pipeline project, ending decade-long battle. Democracies are standing together, Biden says as he kicks off first trip abroad. An overnight attack on mine clearance workers in Afghanistan leaves 10 dead. U.S. suffers over 7 ransomware attacks an hour, it's now a national security risk. Biden to announce plans to donate 500 million Pfizer vaccines to countries in need. Watchdog report says police did not clear protesters to make way for Trump photo op. The Olympics are really happening. For athletes, that means a huge number of rules. Mercury Rising explores the U.S.'s treacherous attempts to control space. Biden drops Trump's ban on TikTok and WeChat but will continue the scrutiny. Hey Washingtonians, get a vaccine, smoke a joint. The following headlines are from The Week. The timing of Putin's ban on Navalny movement likely isn't a coincidence. Where does NYC mayoral candidate Eric Adams live and what is going on with his fridge? Biden garners big applause from U.S. troops in UK with tough talk ahead of Putin meeting. R. Kelly tells judge he fired 2 of his lawyers as they move to quit case. Elizabeth Warren goes after Bitcoin. Police didn't clear protesters from Lafayette Park for Trump photo op, IG report says. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is also listening to driver's license. The U.S. will reportedly purchase 500 million Pfizer doses, donate them worldwide. Loki could already be setting up some big Marvel movie storylines. The left's big mansion risk. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The unlikely demise of Texas' biggest corporate tax break. When your birth is a state secret. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. We need more authentic storytelling in science. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Conceptual design for a lunar habitat. There are particles of 4.5 billion-year-old solar wind trapped inside the Earth. Finally, new pictures of Ganymede, thanks to Juno. Whether they're stellar mass or supermassive, black holes behave pretty much the same way. The universe is constantly bathing you in radiation. Incredibly, this could be used for medical diagnosis. Astronomers confirm the existence of magnetic waves in the sun's photosphere. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, June 9th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Top 7 tips for observing the sun safely. NASA and UFOs, space agency to take closer look. Milky Way Center, threads of hot gas and magnetic fields. All you need to know, June solstice 2021. What is Earth's ring of fire? Happy World Oceans Day 2021. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Macron slapper Adidas far-right follower, Middle Ages enthusiast. Where Europe and the US don't see eye to eye. Biden world on bipartisan infrastructure talks, little harm in still trying. Keystone XL company officially calls it quits on pipeline. Michigan on Trump's pressure, I felt perturbed, trapped. Biden's message as he lands in Europe, America's back. Senate's latest attempt at a gun control deal falls apart. House Democrats about to uncork 5-pronged assault on tech. Garland defends Justice Department move seen as pro-Trump. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. US inflation could soon be toxic for global markets. Race by race preview and tips for Gosford on Thursday. Wild winds, fallen trees, flooding, thousands without power across Victoria. Australia News Live, NSW and QLD on alert, COVID-19 restrictions to ease in Victoria as case numbers decline. Victoria COVID Live updates, Melbourne prepares for restrictions to ease as case average falls, Queensland records 1 new COVID-19 case in Victorian traveller. We've paid, we'll stay, bizarre scenes as quarter-final halted before Djokovic win. Man dies in workplace incident on the Gold Coast. Read Back to the Future, craft beer pioneer back on taps in WA homecoming. Wallabies lock in rising star until 2023 Rugby World Cup. Perth hospital staff turn down shifts as morale continues to fall. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. How to own part of the most valuable sports card ever for just $3. Manitowoc computer systems hobbled by cybersecurity incident. The number 1, this island country, almost untouched by COVID, is home to the most livable city in the world. The Wall Street Journal, Roblox sued by music publishers, who claim copyright violations. FA Center, why direct indexing is gaining traction with financial advisors and their clients. The Wall Street Journal, Keystone XL pipeline project scuttled, in major win for environmentalists. GameStop names Amazon executives as its new CEO, CFO, surprises market with plans to sell more shares. Newswatch, GameStop names Amazon executives as its new CEO, CFO, surprises market with plans to sell more shares. Earnings results, RH stock pops as retailer increases sales guidance after another earnings beat. Personal Finance Daily, this industry saw a 112% rise in job openings since the pandemic and Americans are desperate for furniture as stores face inventory problems. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. IP and clean technology, tips for companies focused on resource recovery in a circular economy, JD Supra. COVID Lockdown Insanity book released, by Hugh McTavish, PhD immunologist, iNews. Breaking the ice, IP work lights up litigator's practice, Minnesota lawyer. Midlanders showcasing inventions at Eureka Fest, Midland Daily News. Netscope expands patent portfolio, highlighting continued SASE leadership and innovation in data protection, PR Newswire. What critics get right about forced tech transfer in China, and where they miss the mark, IM. 10 frequently asked patent questions, Lexology. CGTN, China aims to become an innovation powerhouse USA, PR Newswire. Thailand introduces fast-track procedures for trademark examination and renewal, intellectual property, Thailand, Mondak News alerts. Grace periods in Australian patent law, Lexology. The next headlines are from Quartz. El Salvador is luring Bitcoin fans while Salvadorans are seeking asylum. Philadelphia is offering extreme vaccine incentives with help from Wharton economists. How the U.S. easing travel restrictions affects France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Balenciaga stiletto Crocs are dumb footwear but great marketing. Swiss Army knives. What happened to Sheryl Sandberg? These are what the U.S. sees as its biggest weaknesses against China. Biden in UK, GameStop's pivot, internet outage explainer. After economic sanctions crippled Mali, the EU and EU are trying a new tack. India's slow-moving vaccination program is also riddled with regional disparities. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Ring will now require law enforcement requests for camera footage to be made publicly. Map of the Internet exposes the lie that big tech controls the Internet. After multiple reports of Department of Justice targeting journalists' communications, the Department of Justice finally says it will stop targeting journalists. Daily Deal, Scaffold Hub developer plans subscription. Data analysis shows that Trump's messages still receive tons of attention, though his disinformation doesn't travel as far. FTC gives MoviePass execs a wrist slap for changing passwords so users couldn't watch movies. Citizen drops its plan to become private cops, claims it was never interested in forming a private security force. 3 years after an officer killed a suicidal teen, law enforcement releases report that raises more questions. Why the Ninth Circuit's decision in Lemon v. Snap is wrong on Section 230 and bad for online speech. Chief Publishing Lobbyist Maria Pallant claims copyright is under assault at annual meeting. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Cully Brownson. Nadal. El Salvador. Irina Shayk. Oklahoma softball. Delta variant. Garrett Cole. Loki. Battlefield 6. CLNE, stock. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Fauci blasted for dangerous arrogance as he compares criticism of him to attacks on science. I'll let him know what I want him to know, Biden shoots warning at Putin ahead of meeting. Almost 30% of Republicans believe Trump will be reinstated as president, poll. Twitter must register company in Nigeria to resume operations, information minister. Jailed Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny's organization branded extremist by Moscow court, allies now face election ban. U.S. sanctions Nicaraguan President Ortega's daughter and 3 others amid country's descent into tyranny. Lawsuit seeks to declare Google a public utility, threatening the tech giant with state regulation. World's largest Otto von Bismarck statue to be contextualized with help from African artists in German design contest, report. Police didn't boot BLM protesters from outside White House for Trump photo op, U.S. government report. Where's my belt? Middleweight champion Adesanya and challenger Vettori intense hotel exchange ahead of UFC 263, video. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. CNN and MSNBC still mention Trump more than Biden. G7 calls for fresh probe into COVID origin, targets China's use of forced labor. Paranoid delusion, Beijing urges halt to U.S. sweeping $250 billion anti-China tech bill. Election workers set to be deposed in Georgia ballot case. Pentagon says Afghan exit over half complete, but most leaving security footprint. Debunking the photo op myth, Inspector General refutes media account on the clearing of Lafayette Park. GameStop shares extend losses after SEC probe unveiled. I voted for you, mysterious journalist fawns over Kamala Harris at Mexico press briefing. Bonds and Bitcoin bounce back as stock market complacency reaches 20-year high. SEC's Gensler pushes for executive trading plan changes aimed at preventing insider trading. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Garland Defense Department of Justice move to represent Trump in defamation case. Company drops contentious Keystone XL pipeline project. Nicaragua, crackdown on Ortega's potential challengers continues. New kids on the block, fresh batch of meme stocks arrives. Russian court bans Alexei Navalny groups, labels them extremist. U.S. to provide 500 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to other nations. Bomb disposal squad in Gaza faces risks amid little protection. Saudi Aramco to sell $6 billion of dollar-denominated Islamic bonds. Inmates store millions in accounts with little oversight, report. Cautionary tale, Haiti sees COVID surge as it awaits vaccines. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Leninist emerges apparent winner of Peru presidency amid fraud claims. WHO advisory board member, letter rejecting Wuhan leak theory was thuggery. Joe Biden said N-word 13 times in Senate, Hunter multiple times in texts. Fauci, Republican attacks on me are painfully ridiculous, they are attacking science and the truth. Poll, GOP voters prefer the Republican Party to be more like Trump and more like Pence. Memo, Democrat voters unsure what party stands for. Racist Hunter catches steam, he's a product of the Biden family household. Beer, ironic Trump insurrectionists think waving a flag makes them more American than me. Democrat Val Demings makes it official, launches Senate bid against Republican Marco Rubio in Florida. The Atlantic lays out Pete Buttigieg's path to presidency in 2024. The next headlines are from UPI News. $1 Powerball ticket spent 3 weeks in oblivious winner's wallet. Watch, Michigan woman reunited with lost class ring after 46 years. Watch, dog rescued by ship crew after wandering Arctic for over a week. Watch, Massachusetts friends earn over $1 million in scholarships. Watch, mystery substance staining beachgoers' feet in Maine identified as bugs. Dog missing after highway crash found herding sheep days later. Swiss golfer plays 252 holes in 12 hours for Guinness record. Lucy Mew captured at British Columbia Airport escapes again. $500,000 lottery ticket left unscratched in winner's car for a week. Watch, Ontario police officer rescues skunk from McFlurry cup. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Siri and Alexa don't support African languages, but this nonprofit swooped in to offer 60 new voices, including Welsh. 95-year-old widowers who found love in the time of COVID get married. Let's do it. Alzheimer's patient asks wife to marry him after falling in love for a second time. Prisons across America are being repurposed into homeless shelters, educational farms, even movie studios. New shipping material can replace polystyrene peanuts with compressed popcorn. See rare sunrise spectacular as solar eclipse hits parts of US and Canada this week. 5 experiments proving invertebrates are much more aware than we think. To respond to rising sea levels, the Maldives is building a floating city. 150 brands unite to clean up our paper supply, saving global forests and improving recycling. Download free coloring books from 100 museums, libraries, and iconic collections. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, June 9th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. The dumbest guy in Congress asks U.S. Forest Service if it can change moon's orbit. No, Louis, you cannot alter the moon's orbit to stop climate change. Florida men were flying to get tacos when small plane went down in the Everglades. Cicadas delay White House press ahead of Biden overseas trip. Explosive gender reveal party ignites wildfire near Fort McMurray. Emu on the run captured at Prince George Airport, but manages another leap to freedom. Dog ejected from car during Sunday crash found on sheep farm, herding sheep. Argument over TV remote ends with man stabbed with sword, Titusville police say. Pelicans befriend Cuban man living by the sea. Las Vegas woman crushes 3 watermelon lawns in 7.1/2 seconds for world record. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Trump just shat on 46M Bitcoin hodlers, good luck in 2024. Grace the robot nurse cannot replace human caregivers. Will your autonomous car abandon you if you miss payments? You know what's better than a one-battery e-bike, a dual-battery e-bike. 3 in 10 Americans would rather swim with sharks than ride an autonomous vehicle. This bundle includes a year of PlayStation Plus and 10 Unity game creation courses, all for under $70. Survey reveals range anxiety is bunk, European F drivers go further than ICE Luddites. Safari's redesign is the best part of iOS 15, Find Me. Supersonic flights are making a comeback, and you still won't be able to afford them. 5 things you need to learn before doing business in East Asia. The following headlines are from Science Daily. An atomic look at lithium-rich batteries. Laughing gas relief symptoms in people with treatment-resistant depression. Having trouble falling asleep predicts cognitive impairment in later life. Persistent insomnia symptoms since childhood associated with mood, anxiety disorders. How catalysts age. Rapamycin changes the way our DNA is stored. Women's mental health has higher association with dietary factors. Origin of fairy circles, euphorbia hypothesis disproved. Astronomers discover a changing look blazer. Study shows adaptive brain responds to stress, and its absence in people with depression. The next headlines are from Information Week. Becoming a self-taught cybersecurity pro. Syngenta talks cloud migration and digital agriculture. IT leadership, 10 ways to unleash enterprise innovation. Seeking an oasis in a data desert. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, June 9th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. Teams engineer complex human tissues, win top prizes in NASA Challenge. NASA Administrator Statement on U.S. Innovation and Competitiveness Act. NASA selects postdoctoral program research support contractor. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Donovan Mitchell has already proven to be a transcendent playoff performer for the Utah Jazz. East Canyon fire at 45% containment as bear fire grows. Is moderate Utah drifting to the political right? University of Utah tabs Gary Henderson as new baseball coach. Utah delegation wants to meet with Biden before he acts on Bears ears, grand staircase. Utah's large music venues are reopening gradually. Here's who's scheduled to perform so far. Governor Spencer Cox issues drought order, bans fireworks on state land. Mormon land, why Joseph Smith ran for president, what was in his progressive platform, and how it still resonates today. Here's what the University of Utah's medical school will do with the historic $110 million donation, and how it could help patients across the state. Tom Hanks, you should learn the truth about the Tulsa Race Massacre. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. What would you pay for autonomous driving? Volkswagen hopes $8.50 per hour. Ring refuses to say how many users had video footage obtained by police. Facebook plans first smartwatch for next summer with 2 cameras, heart rate monitor. Several macOS Monterey features unavailable on Intel-based Macs. Facebook says it will expand remote work to all employees, but may reduce pay if they move to less expensive area. President of El Salvador says he is working to offer Bitcoin mining facilities with cheap, 100% clean and renewable energy from volcanoes. One Fastly customer triggered internet meltdown. Whale that traveled halfway around the world sets migration record. White House launches task force to address supply chain disruptions. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Authorities search for suspects who struck overland police car. St. Louis hospitals see record low COVID hospitalizations. Registered sex offender charged with arranging overnight get-together with teenagers. Oh, dear, Missouri buck makes record journey. Missing 71-year-old man walked away from St. Louis County group home Tuesday. Land spout spotted in southern Illinois Wednesday. Dozens of stolen items found in St. Louis raids, how to be reunited with your property. Baseball Hall of Fame again delays enshrinement for former St. Louis Cardinals. New primate canopy trails to open at St. Louis Zoo in July. Suspect in custody after shooting at police in Fox Park neighborhood. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Man's murder conviction upheld in 2018 shooting that killed acquaintance. Marine killed at Pearl Harbor finally laid to rest in San Diego. Biden opens overseas trip declaring United States is back. State Capitol flags at half-mast for fallen San Diego detectives. General fired over deadly amphibious vehicle accident. County's backlog of 2,000-plus untested rape kits now processed. Texas Air Force Base lockdown over reports of gunfire. National City Police Chief arrests burglary suspect at gunpoint. Woman killed, man seriously hurt in rollover crash. Tree falls on car in Pacific Beach. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Jailed American spy expects Russia to release him, hopes Biden will discuss it with Putin. Spy, is the stock market melting up? Stocknews.com. The Courier spotlights lesser-known true story of spy recruited by UK's Secret Foreign Intelligence 90.1 FM wave. Ex-Mossad chief Tamir Pardo, Netanyahu broke policy with Iran, U.S. 2022 Mercedes-AMG SL prototype sheds camo in new spy photos. Ex-Mossad director dismisses China threat, criticizing hardline U.S. policy. Florida youth minister arrested after teen finds hidden camera in church bathroom. Florida youth minister charged with voyeurism after hidden camera found in church bathroom. Wish TV Indianapolis News Indiana weather Indiana traffic. Genesis GV60 spotted testing again with latest spy images. Youth minister charged with voyeurism after hidden camera found in church bathroom. News Channel 3-12. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. military successfully test low-cost reusable drone interceptor system. U.S. F-35s join Israeli, Italian, and U.K. partners for Falcon Strike 21 exercise. U.S. Air Force evaluates electric aircraft for medevac missions. British military awards contract to Elbit Systems for ZACT night vision goggles. Polish MiG-29 accidentally shoots on another fighter jet. IAI, Tomar partner to develop innovative missiles rocket engines. U.S. Army researchers help to end reliance on a single source for military-grade carbon. U.S. Army awards hybrid contract to Maven to support special forces. Airbus wins $119 deal to support U.S. Army A-72 helicopter. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Chinese internet reacts to women complaining about boys and female changing rooms. A look inside Shine, the $45 billion retail enigma upending the global fashion industry. Chinese egg grocers Ding Dong Mackay and Miss Fresh both file for U.S. IPO. The Zhonghe Wars and colonization in Central Asia. Chinese vaccine diplomacy pays off with strengthened Southeast Asia ties. Sleepless in Chengdu. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, June 9, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Body found near Icon Theater in Mountain View, police investigating. What is happening with the U.S. investigation into COVID-19's origins? Nude man caught on camera entering Michigan home before being cornered by dogs. Most Americans who refuse COVID vaccine are unlikely to change their minds, poll finds. World has a new fifth ocean, National Geographic says. Odd black substance on Maine beach turns out to be millions of dead bugs. 72-year-old retired firefighter keeps calm when man on meth invades home. 7-foot alligator attacks woman walking dog near Florida lake. California to align with CDC mask guidance June 15. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. John Legend, Marie Osmond, Counting Crows added to Ravinia 2021 season. Packers sign former Cardinals linebacker Devender Campbell. Packers love maintains usual mindset in unusual offseason. Giants RB Barkley has no fear returning from torn ACL. AP, Louisiana police unit probed over black driver arrests. More Illinois kids ages 12 to 15 are getting COVID-19 shots. Hawks remain confident versus 76ers despite Embiid's dominance. Jim O'Donnell, do Joshua sad about probable end of Arlington? Don't bet on it. GOP leaders sue to block Democrat-drawn legislative maps. Sale prices climb as McHenry County housing market maintains limited inventory. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle City Council approves new tenant protections bills, urges extension of eviction moratorium. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, June 9th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Why the China-Russia relationship should worry you, Part 2. Why the China-Russia relationship should worry you, Part 1. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Human remains found in wooded area in North Harris County. Former Texan says Deshaun Watson asked him to persuade Denver to trade for QB. Biden opens overseas trip declaring United States is back. Houston area home sales in May up nearly 50% versus last year. Keystone Pipeline cancelled after Biden blocked permit. Student hit by stray bullet after graduation practice at North Forest High School, HPD says. Everything to know about Marvel's Loki on Disney+, release date, cast and more. San Antonio base locked down for hour after gunfire reported. Cy-Fair ISD no longer planning to offer virtual school in 2021 to 2022. Houston Methodist Hospital suspends 178 employees over COVID-19 vaccine requirement. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. AP Top 25 Podcast, Yuga's Title Quest, Northwestern's AD mess. For infrastructure deal, Biden eyes multiple paths forward. Dems, McAuliffe win shows roadmap for beating Youngkin. Steelers LB Bush expect to be ready for training camp. Rafael Nadal to face Novak Djokovic in French Open semifinal. Brady's Bucks focused on getting better, repeating as champs. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, hey, what's the deal with Yasher Ali? One of New York City's best ice cream parlors jumps into the burgers and fries game. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Photos, you may now recline alongside Lady Liberty in Manhattan. Early edition, enough with the working from home, let's get back on some sweaty trains. Facing questions about where he lives, Eric Adams invites reporters to Brooklyn home. Early voting starts Saturday, here's what you need to know. The Bronx was hit hardest economically by COVID pandemic, new report says. Police arrest suspect for murder of 10-year-old boy. 14 arrested after protesters block ICE from leaving New Jersey jail. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Damage to coral reefs hurts fishing communities in Central America. Inclusivity is my key to success. Outgoing ICC prosecutor urges Security Council to keep focus on justice in Darfur. Nigeria's Twitter ban is part of a larger attack on civil society. Scream of the world, volcanoes and earthquakes. UN experts to G7, production of safe COVID-19 vaccines must outweigh profit. Mass deaths alert in Myanmar as 100,000 flee junta's heavy weapons. The 21st century nuclear arms race. Education cannot wait, investments transform children's lives in Somalia. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Lawsuit accuses digital recognition network of secretly collecting billions of license plates. How a 100-year-old science experiment helped create the fuel of the future. Healthcare Journal publishes research calling whiteness a parasitic condition without permanent cure. Massachusetts School Committee allows real-time crime center to monitor students live. Secure messaging app used by criminals operated by FBI. Apple and SAW team up to create digital ID for air travel. German power grids prepare for Thursday's solar eclipse. Two-tier society, full capacity Foo Fighters, Springsteen, Strokes gigs announced for fully vaccinated only. The Wall Street captured Fed consolidates its power under Biden. Is the 3Cs initiative the West's answer to China's Belt and Road? The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. What exactly is the seas not plaguing Turkey's Sea of Marmara? Do spouses of deceased Google employees collect half their salary? Even when the sky comes falling, TikTok singer found. Scam alert, the Coca-Cola Welfare Fund is not giving away lottery money. Man stuck for days inside giant fan at California vineyard. Does Match.com's Hannah enjoy microwaving butterflies? Did kids yell he's a knitter on the cartoon Arthur? EU lawmakers okay virus pass, boosting summer travel hopes. World's fifth ocean now officially recognized by National Geographic. Watch could be the first Braille smartwatch. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. See check on the radio. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Moscow court bans Navalny opposition group in shocking anti-dissent ruling. Fauci fires back at very dangerous GOP attacks, just painfully ridiculous. All this root causes immigration talk by Kamala Harris is a cop-out. Doomsday mom Lori Vallow sent to mental health facility, hubby to head to trial. Meghan McCain blasts her own network's show, The Bachelor is extremely problematic. Landlord squeeze Stonewall just in time for Pride. Teen stabbed to death by drifter as she skated to mom's house, cops. Twitter superstar Yasser Ali got evicted by Kathy Griffin, LA Mag reports. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Adams elite but wily surges following AOC endorsement, poll. Alabama man hits fame with bizarre perp walk rant. Brooks Koepka thinks Bryson DeChambeau feud is good for the game. Unsanctioned boxer slugged out in Washington Square Park in shocking scene. The wrong housing fix and other commentary. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Snapshot, intergalactic census reveals where stars are born. NASA just rejected missions to Jupiter's and Neptune's moons. Here's what they would have done. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden administration buys 500 million Pfizer doses for global use. California is loading young salmon into tankers, driving them to the sea due to severe drought. FDA approves potential game-changer drug for weight loss, but it comes with a hefty price tag. Cicada invasion takes over neighborhoods, as insects move into trees and onto plates. How to watch this week's rare Ring of Fire solar eclipse. Cicadas light up weather radar as U.S. grapples with swarms. FDA approves new drug to fight obesity. Mega drought in West means threat of extreme fire season. Animal survives after 24,000 years frozen in Siberian permafrost. Mega drought depletes system that provides water to 40 million. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. The Emerald Tablet of Thoth and its biggest ancient secrets. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Days before early voting, public advocate Juman Williams endorses Maya Wiley for NYC mayor. Milwaukee woman accused of lighting her sleeping husband on fire. The United States is back. Biden kicks off first overseas trip by announcing 500 COVID vaccine doses for world. New York lawmakers to approve early counting of absentee ballots, expand early voting sites. Eric Adams hosts reporters at Bed-Stuy home at NYC residency questions. High school grad gives up $40,000 scholarship to Harvard, says it should go to a community college-bound classmate. Third suspect arrested following Cincinnati BB gun attacks. New study shows Johnson & Johnson vaccine has high levels of protection against COVID-19 variants. Virginia teacher suspended for refusing to use trans students' pronouns should be immediately reinstated, says judge. New York taking aim at gun manufacturers with nuisance law, ghost gun ban. The following headlines are from military.com. Air Force's last POW retires after more than 30 years of service. U.S. Navy ship rescues 15 mariners off coast of Somalia. 2-star fired after failures in deadly AAV disaster. San Antonio base on lockdown amid reports of shooter. Marine killed at Pearl Harbor laid to rest in California. Key lawmakers want to get rid of TRICARE premiums for dependents under age 26. Mini Lady Liberty statue heads to U.S. for July 4th celebrations. Marine Corps shuts down Central America deployment amid budget pressures. All clear after unspecified rat locks down Pearl Harbor. Army officers to face more scrutiny as promotion boards gain access to restricted personnel files. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. The Spin, Solis wired up on Madigan Republican sue, ask judge to toss dim-drawn legislative remap Harvey shooting prompts renewed criticism of mayor. Corrections and clarifications. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 50,231 vaccine doses administered, 408 new COVID-19 cases and 23 additional deaths reported Wednesday. Coalition of activists and lawyers calls draft of Chicago police foot pursuit policy a disappointment. Victim identified in fatal Waukegan weekend shooting. Teachers strike ends at Urban Prep, Chicago's first all-boys charter high school, after sides reach contract deal. Explosive device thrown through window of Evanston home late Tuesday night. Thanks to 3 strangers, man gets back high school class ring lost nearly 45 years ago. Memorial billboard for Chicago police officer killed in Mercy Hospital shooting is vandalized. Illinois Republicans sue in federal court to try to overturn Democratic drawn legislative maps. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Social media use one of 4 factors related to higher COVID-19 spread rates early on. Asteroid 16 psyche might not be what scientists expected. First ever nationwide mammal survey published. Normal breathing sends saliva droplets 7 feet, masks shorten this. X-ray scanner spots cancers and analyzes drugs in minutes. Panama expands the limits of the Coiba protected area. NASA's Roman Space Telescope selects 24 flight quality heat vision eyes. Pandemic quarantine acoustically contributes to mental, physical health degradation. Africa's rooibos tea joined champagne on EU protection list. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, June 9th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. 49ers cut short off-season program after injuries. Georgia State Trooper shoots suspect on I-285 near airport. Sponsored, summertime fun in the sun, Lake Chelan. Rural Oregonians who want to merge with Idaho say they no longer recognize their own state. Fully vaccinated Canadians can avoid border quarantine soon. A slimmer Graham eager for second year as Giants defensive boss. Bruised but unbowed, meme stock investors are back for more. Biden embraces a Trump policy in backing Arab-Israeli deals. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Here's where you have to wear a mask in California after June 15th. San Jose Police Department raises LGBTQ pride flag. Developer pulls plug on Keystone XL pipeline. SF Giants lose 9th inning lead, cannot capitalize on Sammy Long's electric debut and loss. Kurtenbach, Kyle Shanahan doesn't believe in the 49ers injury boogeyman, maybe he should. Watch, Oakland A's score 2 runs on bizarre sequence versus Diamondbacks. Mother, baby escape injury in Pleasant Hill carjacking. John Mayer mellows out with 80s style soft rock single. Army hammers estranged wife and kids said goodbye at airport before his trip to rehab. Walnut Creek's G League Ignite team signs nation's top-rated guard. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Merrick Garland seeks huge budget boosts for ambitious agenda. Biden to stress strengthening alliances before fraught Putin meeting. Don McGahn testimony provides no new anti-Trump memo for Democrats. New Air Force One delayed over Boeing woes, COVID-19. Russian influence key focus at Senate hearing on Belarus. Megyn Kelly, Biden has someone very near and dear in mind when he talks about racists. Joshua Hall, Trump family Twitter impersonator, arrested on charges of fraud, identity theft. House GOP leaders warn president on rapid China nuclear buildup. Police justified in clearing BLM protesters outside White House, didn't do it to help Trump photo op. Ray Blanton, ousted Tennessee governor, tied to closed cold case murder. The next headlines are from The Intercept. New York Senate confirms Prokop district attorney to highest court. Expanding biolab complex in Berkeley has residents worried. Killed in the darkness. This June, we're asking readers to become members. Here's why. House Democrats want answers about U.S. role in disgraced Brazil corruption probe. Republican senators lack confidence Joe Manchin's loyalty to the filibuster will hold. Low-flying DHS helicopter showers anti-pipeline protests with debris. $800,000 of mystery money shape the Virginia AG race in the final weeks. Trump's Department of Justice was wrong to seize my phone records. U.S. anti-corruption drive faces bleak prospects in Central America. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, June 9, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Steady, important contribution to spintronics has received little consideration until now. Coral's natural sunscreen may help them weather climate change. Warmer temperatures lessen COVID-19 spread, but control measures still needed. Lower and safer doses of laughing gas relieve treatment-resistant depression in Phase 2 trial. COVID vaccine linked to low platelet count, nationwide study suggests. Identifying the main culprit of the COVID-19 disaster. DNA methylation changes and characteristics in neurons of bipolar disorder patients. New insight into biosynthesis and architecture of photosynthetic membranes in bacteria. Research News Tip Sheet, Story Ideas from Johns Hopkins Medicine. New light on making two-dimensional polymers. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Bears QB Justin Fields tries to rip your heart out with deep ball. Former Windy City rehab host Donovan Eckhart drops a zinger in feud with Allison Victoria. Russian court outlaws opposition leader Navalny's groups. Bears will be shooting for the moon in 2021. Menopause before age 40 tied to higher stroke risk. Louisiana police unit probed over black driver arrests. Protest not broken up due to Trump photo op, federal probe. Sex and the City sequel series brings back Steve, other favorites. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, June 9, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Houston Methodist suspends 178 workers for not taking COVID vaccine with firings to follow. Comicpalooza 2021 announces stars from The Mandalorian will be at this year's event. Houston Concert Watch 6/9, Chapel Hart, Hayes Carl and more. Texans mandatory minicamp starts Tuesday. How do they handle Deshaun Watson? Grab Father's Day eats to go at these Houston restaurants and butcher shops. Dent explores what makes a happy man. A trio of Texas authors take on the many myths of the Alamo. The 2021 Houston Texans, the NFL's most precipitous fall since the 2013 Houston Texans. Fourth Wall Theater Company announces a 2021 to 2022 season filled with premieres. The Real Deal, Charlie Crockett returns to Houston. The next headlines are about world records making news. World record Wednesday, crushing a watermelon with your thighs 97.9 WRMF 97.9 WRMF. Harness racing, Manchego returns, world record at Northfield, news from the Big M, Freehold, Ontario, U.S. racing. Lake of the Ozarks to attempt to break world record for longest boat parade, Como 8. Woman from Ukraine sets Guinness World Record for biggest collection of ladybug-themed items, Inside Edition. This ladybug lover breaks her own Guinness World Record, Journal Times. Woman with the world's longest eyelash breaks own record, Guinness World Records. Woman reportedly breaks Guinness World Record by giving birth to 10 babies at once, Newsweek. Shoe designer's $18.90 double eagle sets new world record for a coin at auction, Art newspaper. South African woman gives birth to 10 babies, could break Guinness World Records, report, Hindustan Times. Lanarkshire mom becomes Guinness World Record holder, Daily Record. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. A little laughing gas can help treat depression, small study finds. Jurassic World, Dominion's first footage will play with F9 in IMAX theaters. Department of Justice vows to hunt down whoever let the public know how little billionaires pay in taxes. The Keystone XL pipeline is officially dead. Making Ghostbusters, Afterlife was a family affair. Russia threatens to leave International Space Station because U.S. sanctions are actually working. Biden order declares TikTok not quite a threat to national security, yet. These Chinese elephants are viral stars, and total nuisances. Marvel returns to role-playing, a new Warhammer box set, and more tabletop gaming news. Here's what NASA's probe saw when it flew past Jupiter's moon Ganymede. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Nuwasib in Kuwait at 120.02 degrees Fahrenheit or 48.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Nico in Antarctica at minus 101.74 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 74.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. These macOS Monterey features won't work on Intel Macs. Mystery malware steals 26M passwords from 3M PCs. Are you affected? Don't look now, but GameStop stock is approaching record highs again. The world is rocked by the arrival of Aliens and Invasion teaser trailer. Record labels sue another ISP, demanding mass disconnections of internet users. Hospital suspends 178 healthcare workers for failing to get COVID vaccine. Bitcoin now legal tender in El Salvador, first nation to adopt cryptocurrency. Google kills its augmented reality measure app. Battlefield 2042 will host 128-player combat on PC, next-gen consoles October 22nd. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump's White House lawyer whined that he felt trapped while others risked their jobs to testify. Don Mitkin claims he had no responsibility to warn Trump of legal consequences for firing AG Jeff Sessions. Don Mitkin lied to Trump just to get off the phone, testimony. Bipartisan group of Treasury secretaries are demanding the GOP fund the IRS to get America's money back. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton under investigation from the Bar Association. Official transcript of Don Mitkin's testimony released by House Judiciary Committee. How Trump's destructive and erratic behavior could help Democrats keep their Senate majority in 2022. Police did not use tear gas on protesters to clear way for Trump's Bible photo op, Inspector General report. Merrick Garland faces heat at hearing over Department of Justice's defense of Trump and E. Jean Carroll defamation case. Kamala Harris faces thorny policy challenges on first international trip. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Ring of Fire, Death Star, behold tomorrow's solar eclipse. Sorry Louis, we cannot alter the Earth's orbit to fix climate change. Is Andrew Cuomo scared of a New York victims' rights bill? Slow news is good news. Is canceling student debt regressive? Actually it's the opposite, a new study finds. This geoengineering trick could maybe save the Great Barrier Reef. Should Facebook be held liable if its advertising algorithm discriminates? Activists are protesting a pipeline. A DHS helicopter blasted them with debris. Major land agreement could be nail in the coffin for Alaska's Pebble Mine. Abby Lowell is the go-to lawyer for embattled politicians. Now he faces a controversy of his own. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. NASA's new chief on SpaceX's Mars rocket, UFOs and going back to the moon, WAAY. 53 years ago CU Boulder conducted one of the last reports on UFOs. What's in it? CU Boulder today. Is AI really that intelligent? Financial Times. Board of Works meeting Thursday morning, Seymour Tribune. How studying UFOs could lead to new scientific breakthroughs, CU Boulder today. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Hippocampal cell communication is bidirectional. Research, IllinoisNewsToday.com. As novel sites become familiar, different brain rhythms, neurons take over. Science Daily. The gene regulatory system for specifying germ layers in early embryos of the simple chordate. Science Advances. Dopaminergic organization of striatum is linked to cortical activity and brain expression of genes associated with psychiatric illness. Science Advances. For early amphibians, a new lifestyle meant a new spine. Pen Today. Mechanical allodynia in neuropathic pain. JPR, Dove Medical Press. Mind Lab Pro Review, can you boost 100% brain power? Dallas Observer. Laurels, to win von Humboldt Awards, UC Davis. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, June 9, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Going public with UFO accounts garnered ridicule for Air Force officers. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, June 9, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. Newsite is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by Newsite. All rights reserved.